problem we're going to start talking about today has things to do with bananas. So underneath, you can draw a line if you want to underneath our question. I just want you to write bananas. Bananas. I'm not going to make you write the whole problem, but I will read it to you. It says, Miss Miller is making banana pudding for a picnic on Saturday. She bought 4 bunches of bananas. Each bunch had 5 bananas. How many bananas did Miss Miller buy? Now, we haven't done a lot of word problems, but I will tell you my very first step in a word problem, and I've even said it to a couple of you, is to figure out what you are counting. Because there's a lot of words in that problem, and I need to figure out what specifically I'm supposed to be counting. So I want to read it one more time, and I want you to raise your hand when you know what we're counting. Miss Miller is making banana pudding for a picnic on Saturday. She bought 4 bunches of bananas. Each bunch had 5 bananas. How many bananas did Miss Miller buy? What am I counting in this problem?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Ethan, what am I counting?
Bunches of the bananas.
I am not counting bunches of bananas. A good trick to figure out what I'm counting is to look at that very last sentence that has a question in it. And it usually will tell you what it is that you're counting. That last sentence says, how many bananas did Miss Miller buy? Lucy, what am I counting?
Bananas.
I am counting bananas. So I'm going to go ahead and make a answer sentence. Miss Miller bought blank bananas. Why did I put that blank in my sentence? It's not there for decoration. Why is there a blank in the middle of my sentence, Miranda? It's a missing number. It's a spot saver. My number is going to go in there when I figure it out, but I don't know what that is. Go ahead and write that answer sentence in your notebook, complete with a blank. Miss Miller bought blank bananas. You just told me we're counting bananas, but when I went to the store, I didn't just buy 1 banana, 2 bananas. I got groups. What were those groups called? Right? Huh? Bunches. I got bunches of bananas. How many bananas were in each bunch? Scarlett? 5. We need to draw some bananas. I recommend you draw them kind of like fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a super easy shortcut. So I'm going to bring out some bananas. I know. I'm a cheater. I got my 5 bananas on each bunch, and I got 4 bunches. You need to start drawing. You need 4 bunches with 5 bananas in each bunch. You know what I want you to do?
No.
You're going to do it with counters. Show me your banana bunches with counters. I'm going to help you get them out. I need 4 bunches with 5 bananas in each bunch. 4 bunches with 5 bananas in each bunch. You can think about your bunches as groups. A bunch, yep, that's what that's called when you buy a banana group. It's called a bunch. You do not need to announce what you're drawing. What? Yeah. Come on. Where's 1 bunch of bananas? How many bananas come in a bunch? up in one bunch. I need a total of 4 bunches.
That's all.
That's too many bunches. I only need 4 bunches. Not you, Liam. You keep going. Awesome. 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 Keep going. Now I will tell you, drawing all those bananas took a little bit of a second. In fact, it probably took a little bit more than a second. A little while. When we're doing a picture, we're going to transition from not actually drawing the real thing. Like I know last week we drew cars with wheels, and we drew mittens on people, and we drew boots on people. That's correct, but it just takes forever. So we're going to do a mathematical shortcut, and that mathematical shortcut is called circles and dots. Somewhere on your paper, or if you need to turn the next page, I want you to write circles and dots. Circles and dots are a visual model. That just means it's a model that I can use and see and draw. Awesomely. But they take a lot less time to draw than bananas. The first thing I'm going to draw are circles, and not just a random amount of circles. My circles are going to represent my groups. In this problem, I had 4 bunches. So I'm going to draw 4 big circles to represent each bunch. Go ahead and draw 4 big circles to represent each bunch. Karate chop your groups. Like this. I'll show you karate chop your groups. Yeah. Your turn. 1, 2. Where's your other groups? How many groups do you have?
20.
No. You didn't do 20 karate chops. 4. In each group are my bananas. Each bunch had 5 bananas. So I'm going to make dots for each banana. As you get better at this strategy, or you have to put a lot of dots in a circle, feel free to actually write the number in, and that would work as well. So from here on out, I do not want you drawing the picture of what's actually happening in the problem. I want you using circles and dots as your visual model. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So I figured out that I need bananas. That's what I'm counting. I've drawn a model to help me out. Now I need to make a math equation. What kind of math equation would help me solve this problem? What kind of math equation would help me solve this problem? Brinley?
Repeated addition?
Repeated addition. Give it a go. Tell me what to write.
5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals
Perfect. Something. Space. Box.
1.
Love it. There's my repeated addition equation. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Last week we learned a shortcut. We don't have to write that giant repeated addition equation. How do I make that into a groups of sentence? How do I make that into a groups of sentence? Bryce, give it a go. Start with how many groups I have. I don't have 5 groups. 4 groups. If I'm writing, you are writing. 4 groups of 4 groups of 5. Very good. From a groups of sentence, can you come up with another equation? Can you think of another equation to go with that, Scarlett? 5 times 5, nope. Nope. Frida? No. Brenda?
4 times 5.
4. Groups of times 5. Same thing, equals box. Equals something. So now we gotta solve it. We figured out our equation. Now we have to solve it. You can solve it with skip counts. You can solve it by adding. What is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5? Or what is 4 times 5? I know you know the answer to this. This would be a perfect time to practice raising that hand. Awesome. Eliana? 20. Am I done? What else do I need to do on this problem? Hint, hint. Look back at your answer sentence. Really?
Write it down in the sentence.
Yeah, it still says Miss Miller bought blank bananas. How many bananas did I actually buy? Right in? 20. Fill in our answer. Miss Miller bought 20 bananas. So we first figured out what we were counting with our answer sentence. Then we made a model, specifically circles and dots. Then we made a math equation. And then we solved it. That's going to be the steps that we use every single time. Grace, I don't really know what you're doing, but please stop doing that. Thanks. Alright, turn page. I'm going to show you one more visual model that you can use. And this is my favorite one to use. It's called a bar model. Raise your hand if you have used and or seen a bar model in your math class. Hey, Liam, were you in the same math class as Ethan? Mm-hmm. It's going to represent your total, or what I call your whole. And to do that, I'm going to make these little arrows that point to the ends of my bar, kind of like big, ta-da. And I want you to write the word, or not the word, the letter W. And that letter stands for whole. Sometimes, in a word problem, it is going to tell me what my total number of things are. I'm going to show you, ready? Draw one from here, here, and then where they meet, we're going to write W, and that's going to show where our whole is. See that?
Why? What is the W?
Whole. It stands for that word whole.
Then it would just be whole.
The word whole, when
whole,
we're,
it starts with a H.
no, that is a hole like a hole in the ground. The word whole in math starts with a W. Tricky.
Yeah, but what?
In my last problem, I didn't know the total number of bananas. I'm going to keep going on a new one. You keep working in yours. So I have my whole. I don't know what it is. My problem did not tell me what my total number of bananas was. I had to figure that one out. I'm going to now use my whole and separate it into parts or groups. Thinking back to my banana problem, I had 4 groups, yes? So I'm going to partition my bar into 4 equal sized spaces. We're going to partition this bar into 4 equal sized, who did last one? Spaces, 1, 2, we need one more line. So now inside each part, I'm going to write 5 because there were 5 bananas in each group. In each box, you're going to write 5. That should look now really similar to the circles and dots we just did. I've just smushed it together. Now, the reason that I like the bar model is because of a little thing called part-part-whole. Raise your hand if you have heard of part-part-whole. Hey, now you remember something. Welcome to the club, my friend. Part-part-whole means that if I take all my parts and I add them up, I get the whole or the total amount. Somewhere on your paper, I want you to write P plus P equals W. P plus P equals W. Anywhere you want. That is what part-part-whole is. Part plus another part equals your total. Wait, how many parts do I have in this problem? More than 2. How many do I have? Right? 4. Part plus part plus part plus part. Does that make sense, Ethan? So I have my model, and now I'm going to make it into that equation. Well, I can add up my parts. That's allowed. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals whole or box. Does that look really familiar? Weird. Crazy town. So I like bar models because they help me make my equation. You're missing a 5 right here. Yep. Does this make sense? So if this makes more sense to you, use a bar model. I will use a bar model because that's what my brain likes. But if your brain likes circles and dots, that's fine too. Those are the 2 visual model strategies that we're going to be using.